was 14, my mom got pregnant with him, and I was mad. Because it was, of course, my stepfather's child, see?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, Mom didn't give us, we kids, enough attention. Here she was having another. And I was very mad when he was born. I took one look at him and fell in love with him. No, I fell in love with him, and then I helped take care of him. And now, after he got big enough, he lived in Illinois, and I live in California, and he called one week, and I called the next. We were very close. And I've got things he's made me, and I wouldn't take the world for him. Anyway, 49 years old, he had a heart attack. Lived on a farm, had a heart attack. They sent him to the hospital and took x-rays to see how badly his heart was damaged.
Yep, I just started.
And they found a little spot on his lung. Well, they insisted it should be removed. Well, they removed it, and it went like wildfire. And he called me, and he says, "Sis, I'm going to Iowa University Hospital." And I said, "Well, you call me." Well, he called me the next day, and I said, "Francis, are you home already?" He says, "Yes." And I said, "What did they do?" He said, "They didn't do anything. I've got from 2 weeks to 6 months to live." I said, "I'll be there as soon as I can get there," because I thought so much of Vic and Faye were out at that time, and they left on a Tuesday, and we left on a Thursday to go back. And he was sitting in his chair. We visited. We had a wonderful time. And then on Thursday, I stayed with him. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we had a family reunion, just like that. And he wanted all those people there. And on Monday we went over to see him, and I said, "Francis, I'm going up to Davenport, Iowa, and I'll be back Thursday." And he shook Wayne's hand and shook off, and he says, "Goodbye." And I said, "Francis, we're coming back Thursday." Well, I just got there, and they called me and said he passed away. So he only lived about 2.5 weeks after
They operated on him.
after they
Did
told
he have
him.
any children?
They've got 2, but they're grown. They're big kids. But only 49 years old, and it was a sad thing.
Yeah.
But you talk about your religion. He was never went to church. But he says, "My neighbor said I'm not going to heaven." He said, I said, "Francis, why would anybody tell you that?" He says, "I know I'm going to heaven." He says, "The Lord and I had an agreement. He told me," he said, to enjoy my good days and endure my bad days and not fight when the time comes." And he went to sleep. And isn't that something?
Yes.
I thought that was so nice. But he knew.
That's why you'll all know that he was.
Yeah.
Y'all read your book, but maybe I can get some.
But that's a picture I was so anxious to
Well, the picture that I've lost, I know that was one. I thought it was one of Aunt Annie
this
by
is
herself, and I can't find
No,
it.
no, that's not the picture.
I can't find it. Now this is.
Yeah, I had one like that.
Her grandmother
No.
told her that she used to take care of
Now,
her.
your mother sent this to Mom. Yeah.
Liz,
And I would
Uncle
take
Bert,
very good care of
Your mother sent this picture to us.
what was that about a cave?
Nanny.
Remember you were talking
She
about
said
caves?
that she could remember
She
that her grandfather took her by the hand, and she was so young she didn't remember where the cave was, but she remembered seeing in this cave there was some treasure, but she didn't know what it was. Her grandfather took her, and she saw this treasure in the cave. So that must have been there where she was 9 years old.
If Indian women aren't pretty, well then we're not Indian.
Mama, did you hear what she said about the cave?
Sorry, on tape.
She told me. I know.
On tape.
Grandma was psychic.
Where's your mom?
Many of your family have that.
It's neat. Is that picture in?
So I guess the light would be the same. Well, I don't know about being psychic, but
Grandma,
you know,
was spiritualist. Very much spiritualist.
Pull that up, Aunt
When I
Jessie.
was
She wants to put
15
that on
years
tape,
old,
that picture.
Grandma had a psychic meeting. And we all sat in a group. Here's my fist. We sat in a group. And she invited a medium.
Hold it up straight.
Meeting. down here.
Yeah, like
And he
this?
was from Chicago. His name was Flaherty. And he came in. I was 15. I know this to be a fact.
Yeah,
There.
15 you'd know.
And this man went into a trance, and he stood there and went like this, very straight man. His hair come down over his forehead, right down, and a big scar come right down across his face. And he was in a trance, and he would go to each one and tell them something that he saw. And then, well, he told my brother, he said, there's somebody here that puts her feet, lays down on the couch, and he didn't believe it, because he's from Chicago. And he said, you lay down on the couch, and you put your feet up there, and someone comes along and says, get your feet off that couch. And you say, oh, well. And that's just my brother. He came to me, and no one ever knew this. And when I was 8 years old, I was very sick. And he came to me and he said, oh, something happened. He said, you were walking along the path. And he said, he was walking along and there was a big high fence there. But he said, there's no gate in that fence. You didn't go through, did you? And that's exactly what I saw when I was 8 years old and I was sick. And then after that, after he went around to each one and said something like that, he started talking. And no one could understand him. And when he got done, he says, I've been talking in a tongue of some sort. And Grandma said, yes, Indian. It's what he was.
She understood English.
Well, I don't know whether she understood it or not.
She knew what that, I guess just being around her. No.
Y'all get your mind on the picture and pass it around the table.
I know what that is. Yeah, I know what it is. That's what we're doing here.
I got one just like it.
You made it? I made that off a little.
Oh, did you?
I mean, did you ever hear that your grandmother went to school, I believe, at Jim State's school?
You made it out of the workshop magazine? Somebody get it.
I tell you who went to Jim State School. Was that girl?
You know, I took that pen. What do you?
That's in Quincy on.
It's a bullshit run.
Bullshit.
Did you get that in, Alice?
I would call it a doodle down. Someone made it.
Yeah.
I made that. You know,
Jim State School is in Quincy, Illinois.
And that
Mr.
girl
Stroman
went
and I was over there.
What did they tell me
I had that
down there?
magazine on. I'd like to see what that thing meant. Take a ride ahead, you know.
It's been so long ago since I wrote those letters.
See, you were asking if Aunt Annie went there. Annie wasn't there, and Annie didn't go there. Beryl.
Well, what does it say? There's no such school,
Quite get an accent.
but there is one in Illinois.
No,
I know, but in that letter,
I think so. They sent us.
see, I wrote those letters and then I learned that there was one in Illinois, but I didn't know.
Work, you know, you get a
No
workshop
school on
magazine.
record by name of
I got following a sample of magazine.
Jim. Quincy, Illinois has a Jim business call. It says Quincy, Illinois has a Jim business call.
yeah, see?
Okay, how old was
So
Sarah?
you know, for a man that has nothing